Have you ever been ready to speak English? Maybe you were about to talk to a new friend or you had this really great idea in a meeting.
Hmm.
But right when you opened your mouth, the words they just stayed inside your head.
It's such a common feeling. It's not that you don't know the English words. You do. You know the grammar, but then the moment comes
Yeah.
and this big feeling of nervousness just hits you.
Yeah. The fear of making a
It's
mistake.
exactly. It's like standing at the edge of a swimming pool. You know how to swim, but you're just afraid to jump in.
That feeling of hesitation, of staying quiet, even when you really want to speak, it is so completely natural.
Oh, absolutely. It happens to almost everyone learning a new language.
But here is the core idea we want to explore today. We're going to show you that confidence isn't some fixed thing you're born with.
Exactly. Confidence when you're speaking English is not about being a perfect speaker. It's not about knowing every single word or never making a grammar mistake.
So what is it?
Real confidence is just. It's the ability to speak without that heavy feeling of fear. It's about freedom.
Okay, let's unpack that. Our mission in this deep dive is really clear. We are going to look at what real self-assurance actually means.
And more importantly, we're going to give you a really detailed, actionable plan. 7 simple strategies you can start using today.
We'll define what real confidence looks like.
And we'll help you spot those little um, secret habits that might be holding you back. We want you to walk away from this feeling strong and ready to take those first brave steps.
So let's start at the very beginning. Most people think confidence means being, the loudest person in the room or someone who talks all the time.
Right, trying to control the conversation.
But that's a big misunderstanding, isn't it?
It really is. Confidence is never about performance or, like, showing off for other people.
So what is it then?
Well, true self-assurance is much deeper. It's really about trusting yourself. Just being comfortable with the person you are right now, even if you're still learning.
I love that idea of trusting yourself. But how can we? How can we make that more tangible? Maybe a metaphor would help.
Yeah.
We can think of confidence like having a really strong, sturdy boat on the sea.
A sturdy boat. Okay, I like that. Tell me more.
Well, the sea is the conversation, right?
Yep.
Sometimes the water is calm and easy.
And sometimes it gets dumpy.
Exactly. Those bumps are the mistakes you make or the words you don't know. If your boat is sturdy, if you have that self-assurance, you know that even if the water gets a little rough, you are not going to sink.
You'll stay afloat and keep going. That's a powerful image. It takes the fear out of the mistakes.
Right.
A mistake is just a wave hitting the boat. Doesn't mean the boat is broken. The key is just trusting yourself to repair it and keep sailing.
So let's look at the signs of a strong boat. What does this internal trust actually look like when someone is speaking English?
The first, and I think maybe the most important for a learner, is that confident people take small risks.
Small, manageable risks.
Yes. They understand that if they wait for 100% certainty, they'll never speak.
And that's a key distinction, right? A huge risk would be trying to debate politics when you've only been learning for 2 months.
Oh, that's just overwhelming.
But a small risk is just trying to use a new verb tense you just learned, even if you're only, say, 70% sure it's right.
Exactly. Confident speakers, they set the sails. Instead of waiting for the perfect wind, they just know that movement, even imperfect movement, is the only way to get to the next place.
They speak up. They try the new word.
Yeah. Communication over flawlessness. Every time.
And what happens when those small risks? What if they lead to small mistakes?
Well, that brings us right to the second trait. Confident people are optimistic and resilient.
Resilience. That's a great word. It means the ability to bounce back quickly, right?
It does. So if they forget a word or mix up he and she in a sentence, they don't let that one moment ruin the whole conversation or their whole day.
Instead of feeling stuck in embarrassment, they just pause, correct it if they need to, and just keep going.
They see the mistake as information, not as a failure. It's like a little mental note. Okay, I need to practice that verb a bit more later. That ability to recover so quickly is a huge sign of self-assurance.
Okay. So the third characteristic often surprises people because it seems so simple.
What is it?
Confident people accept compliments. gracefully.
Ooh, this is a big one. I see this all the
Me
time.
too. Imagine someone says, "Wow, your English is so clear." And the automatic response is so often, "Oh, no, no, my English is terrible. I make so many mistakes."
They just reject the positive feedback immediately. Why do we do that?
I think it's a habit. But when you reject a compliment, you're telling your brain that you don't believe in your own
And
progress.
you're telling the other person you don't value their opinion.
Right. A confident person allows that good energy and they just say, "Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm working hard on it." They embrace the moment.
Okay, let's move to number 4. This one is about speed. Confident people make decisions without too much overthinking.
When you're speaking, your brain has to move pretty fast, doesn't it?
It does. And if you stop to check every single grammar rule in your head, like, should I use present perfect here or simple past? The conversation just stalls.
All that hesitation. It shows a lack of trust in your own instincts.
And it slows down your learning, too, because you're spending all your energy on anxiety instead of on moving forward. Confident speakers trust their first instinct. If it's wrong, they correct it or just move on.
Speed and connection over perfection.
Exactly. The 5th trait is that they set clear limits or boundaries. This isn't just about English, it's about personal strength in general.
So if someone is speaking way too quickly or using a lot of slang you don't understand,
Or asking personal questions that make you uncomfortable. A confident speaker doesn't just stay quiet and feel stressed.
what do they do?
They speak up, clearly and respectfully. They're assertive. They might say, "Excuse me, could you speak a little slower so I can catch everything?"
Or, "That topic is a bit personal. Let's talk about something else."
Right. It shows self-respect. It shows you value your own comfort and understanding.
That's a fantastic point. It's not just about speaking well, it's about managing the whole environment. Okay, number 6, authenticity. Confident people are just themselves.
They don't try to use incredibly complex vocabulary just to sound smarter. When people are insecure, they often try to hide who they really are. But that takes so much mental energy.
A truly secure person is comfortable being exactly who they are, someone who is learning. That honesty makes communication so much more relaxing for everyone.
And finally, number 7. This one often surprises people.
Go on.
Confident people often listen more than they talk.
You'd think it's the opposite, wouldn't you? The loud, center of attention person seems the most confident.
But often, the truly secure person is the one who is calm, attentive, and genuinely listening.
Because attentive listening shows deep respect. It shows you're not just waiting for your turn to speak.
Exactly. That quiet strength is a very powerful sign of inner self-assurance. They don't need to dominate the noise to prove their worth.
So if you look at that whole list, taking risks, bouncing back, accepting compliments, making quick decisions, setting limits, being authentic, and listening.
None of them require perfect grammar.
Not a single one. They are all mindset skills, ways of thinking and behaving that you can start practicing right now.
Absolutely. We're talking about changing your internal software, not just filling your vocabulary hard drive. And once you know what confidence looks like, you can start seeing the small things that are secretly slowing you down.
Okay, so it's time for a little self-check. Before we can build something new, we have to clean out the old stuff.
Right. We have to recognize the common habits that are secretly draining your self-assurance. We call these the confidence killers.
And the first, and I think by far the most destructive one, is the inner critic, that fear of judgment.
Oh, definitely. It's that little voice in your head that worries constantly about what other people think of your English.
It's the belief that if you make one tiny mistake, like you mispronounce a word, that everyone will notice and laugh and think you're foolish.
And that fear. It just stops so many learners right in their tracks. It causes so much anxiety, even in really simple everyday conversations.
Imagine you're just asking, "Excuse me, where is the station?" Simple question. But if that makes your heart race and your hands sweat,
That's a huge sign that the inner critic is taking over. It's focusing on your performance, how you sound, instead of your communication goal, which is just getting directions.
the problem with the inner critic is that it's always so much louder than the encouraging voices, isn't it?
It is. It focuses on the worst possible outcome. It tells you, don't try it. It's safer to stay quiet. But staying quiet is the exact opposite of learning.
Okay, so let's move on to the more physical signs, the things you can actually see or hear that are clear signals of insecurity.
One very, very common physical sign is avoiding eye contact. When we feel unsure of our words, we tend to look down or at the floor or just away from the person.
And even though that's a natural reaction to being nervous, it actually makes the problem worse.
Oh, so
Because when you look down, you're physically telling your brain that you are smaller, that you are less secure, and it makes the conversation feel heavier for you and for the person you're talking to.
another really strong vocal sign is speaking too quietly, almost whispering.
I hear this one a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
It happens because your brain is unsure about the words, so it tries to hide them by just lowering the volume.
But then what happens? The listener has to say, sorry, can you repeat that?
Exactly. And that question, can you repeat that? It feels like another small failure, which just lowers your confidence even more.
You accidentally create this difficult cycle. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Now let's talk about a major mental killer, the overthinker habit. This is what happens after the conversation is already over.
Oh, the mental replay. You walk away from the meeting, and then for the next hour, you're just running the conversation through your head again and again.
I should have used would have instead of could have. That one word was completely wrong. They must think I'm terrible at English.
It's mentally exhausting. It drains all your energy, and it keeps you living in the past, focused on things you literally cannot change.
A learner I worked with once told me she replayed a 3-minute conversation with a taxi driver for an entire night,
An entire night. Why?
just because she used the word fast instead of quickly.
Wow. That habit is so toxic. It's like driving a car while only looking in the rearview mirror. You can't move forward if you're constantly dwelling on the last mistake.
And the final killer sign we need to spot is excessive hesitation. Constantly pausing and second-guessing your words right before you speak.
We all pause sometimes, of course. That's normal.
But excessive hesitation sounds like this. So, I was thinking, maybe, if I have time, I will go, perhaps, to the cinema.
That extreme pausing, it just breaks the natural flow of conversation. It communicates insecurity, and it trains your own brain to be slow and cautious, which is the opposite of fluency.
So if you recognize any of these signs in yourself, the inner critic, avoiding eye contact, speaking quietly, the mental replay, please, please do not worry.
This is actually a moment of clarity. This is the good news.
Right. We don't see confidence as something fixed, like your eye color. It's a completely flexible skill, like learning to ride a bike.
So if you see these signs in yourself, it just means you now know exactly which habits you need to replace with positive action.
Okay, this is the most important part of our discussion. We are shifting from just observing to taking action.
Yes, let's get practical.
We're giving you 7 strategies, 7 simple steps that you can start using today, no matter what your current level is, to build that self-assurance.
And these are designed to be really easy, so they don't feel overwhelming. We're trying to build momentum and prove to your brain that speaking English is a safe thing to do.
Okay, strategy number 1, action before feeling. We call this the momentum builder.
This one tackles the biggest mental barrier, I think. The common mistake is waiting to feel 100% ready or perfectly confident before you take action.
Right, you wait for the feeling of safety to arrive first. But the secret of confidence is that the action creates the feeling. The feeling is the result, not the thing you need to start.
Let's use a painting metaphor here. If you have a huge blank canvas, you can't just wait for the masterpiece to magically appear.
You have to make the first brush stroke.
Exactly. And that first stroke might be scary and might feel messy.
But once it's done, the next one is easier, and the one after that is even easier. You overcome the fear of the blank canvas simply by beginning.
And the fear of speaking English works the exact same way. So starting small is absolutely vital. Don't try to give a presentation tomorrow.
No. Start with tiny, successful victories today. Let's give some specific examples.
Okay.
Action 1, the transactional sentence. If you go to a shop, commit to using just 2 clear sentences. Instead of pointing, you say, "I would like 1 large coffee, please," and then, "Thank you very much." Success.
That's a great one. Okay, action 2, the specific greeting. Instead of just a mumbled hi, use a full greeting with a coworker. Good morning, how is your Monday going?
It requires just a little more effort, training your brain to be present. And action 3, the direction test. When you're walking, silently narrate in English how you would give someone directions.
Or even better, if you see a lost tourist, offer a simple direction. The museum is that way, about 5 minutes walking.
The principle behind all of these is that small, successful steps make the activity feel natural and less scary. Each tiny success sends a message to your brain. I did that, and nothing bad happened.
That's a brilliant question that just came to mind. What if my first brushstroke is messy? What if I try to order the coffee and they don't understand me?
That is such an important question,
Yeah.
because failure is part of the momentum. If they don't understand, you don't retreat. You just try to say it a different way.
So you don't judge yourself, you judge the attempt.
Exactly. You think, okay, that word wasn't clear. Let me try this phrase instead. The real victory isn't the perfect order. It's that you stayed in the conversation and you try it a second time.
That builds resilience right away.
Mm-hmm. Strategy number 2, focus on progress, not perfection. This is about fighting the perfection trap,
That's the belief that you can't be confident until you sound exactly like a native speaker and never make a single mistake.
which is a fantasy. Even native speakers make mistakes when they're tired or speaking fast.
The goal is communication, not winning a grammar competition.
Exactly. So the solution is to change your focus to progress. We call this the 1% rule.
The 1% rule.
Your goal for today is just to be 1% better than you were yesterday. Don't look at the giant mountain of fluency ahead of you. Just focus on the one small step you can take right now.
So what does 1% actually look like?
You could be focusing on the correct pronunciation of just one tricky sound today. Or learning one new phrase like "that reminds me of," and using it once in a text message.
Or if you keep confusing two similar words like advice and advise, your 1% goal is just to write down one correct sentence for each of them.
Exactly. This tiny daily improvement adds up incredibly fast. Think of it like a stream of water carving a canyon. A tiny stream doesn't look powerful, but over time, it carves a huge canyon. Your small, consistent progress is the stream. Your confidence is the canyon it creates.
This also helps you stop comparing yourself to other people, which is so important.
Oh, absolutely. Comparing yourself to someone who's been speaking English for 10 years is just not fair. Focus only on the you from yesterday. Did you try something new? That's the win.
Okay, strategy 3, positive self-talk. This is about flipping the script on that inner critic.
The problem is we often speak to ourselves with a cruelty we would never use with a friend.
Right. Imagine your friend makes a mistake and you just yell in your head, "You were so stupid, you would never do that." So why do we let our own minds talk to us that way?
The solution is to actively change the words you use internally. You have to become your own kindest coach.
Let's give some examples.
Yeah.
So the negative script might be, "I can't speak English well, I have a heavy accent."
And the flip script would be, I am learning and making real progress. My accent is a sign that I'm brave enough to speak more than one language.
I love that. Okay, here's another. Negative. I will look so silly if I ask that question.
Flipped script. I am brave enough to try, and asking questions is the fastest way for me to learn.
And if you make a mistake, you have to intercept that negative thought immediately. Just say, "That was a good mistake. Now I know what I need to practice next."
The words you use about yourself actually shape your brain energy and your self-assurance. You have to feed yourself encouraging phrases.
Okay, strategy 4 is controlled exposure, or the gradual challenge.
Confidence doesn't grow when you're hiding in your comfort zone. You have to push yourself, but you have to do it wisely.
In a way that doesn't completely overwhelm you.
Exactly. So you gradually face the things that make you nervous, increasing the challenge step by careful step. We're building a staircase, not jumping to the 10th floor.
Okay, so let's walk up that staircase. What's step 1?
Step 1, the zero pressure zone. This is just talking to yourself quietly in English. Narrate your day. I'm washing the dishes. I need to buy milk later. No one is listening.
I do that all the time.
It's so helpful. It just trains your mouth and brain to form sentences.
Okay, what's step 2?
Step 2, the written reply zone. This is sending a short text or email in English to a friend. The pressure is low because you have time to check your words before you hit send.
Good one. Step 3.
Step 3, the structured conversation zone. This is speaking in a very safe place, like a language exchange group or a class with a patient teacher. Everyone there understands you're learning.
Step 4 feels like a bigger jump.
It is. Step 4, the transactional real-world zone. This is ordering food, asking for directions, returning something at a store. The conversation is short, and the goal is clear.
And then the top of the staircase, step 5.
Step 5, the social conversation zone. This is the highest pressure. Joining a social chat, telling a story, sharing a complex opinion. You only tackle this when the other steps feel comfortable.
The benefit here is huge, right? Every time you succeed at a lower step, your brain gets a positive message. I survived that. It wasn't scary.
It slowly rewires your brain and turns fear into excitement. And remember, you shouldn't feel 100% comfortable. A little bit nervous is good. That's where growth happens.
Let's move to strategy 5. Use your body language. This is the physical boost.
Yes. The connection between your physical body and your internal feeling is so strong. How you stand or sit directly affects how confident your brain feels.
So if you're slouching, looking at the floor, your body is closed off. You're physically telling your brain that you're unsure.
But we can use our body to send positive signals to our mind. We can use open body language.
What does that look like?
Standing tall, pulling your shoulders back gently, having your arms relaxed at your sides. It's an open posture. It tells your brain, I am ready. I am secure.
And making deliberate eye contact, too. Not staring, but just connecting with the person.
This physical boost can help the first few words come out more clearly and strongly. Here's a quick action tip you can use right away. Before you speak, just stop for 2 seconds. Take a deep, slow breath. Stand up straight and feel your feet on the ground. And then try to put a gentle smile on your face.
The deep breath lowers the nervousness, the posture signals readiness, and the smile tricks your mind into feeling more positive.
Do that little ritual every time. It works.
Okay, strategy 6. Choose your support system, your circle.
This is so important. Your confidence is deeply affected by the people you spend time with. If you are constantly around people who criticize your mistakes, your confidence will just be damaged.
So you have to be intentional. You have to choose your circle wisely.
Surround yourself with friends or communities who encourage you, who celebrate your small victories, that 1% progress we talked about.
And if you have critical people around you, you need to create a kind of mental filter. Don't let their negative words become your inner critic.
Right. Their judgment is about them, not about your value as a learner. And if you can't find that support right away, you have to become your own strongest cheerleader.
This is also about protecting your energy. If a conversation partner makes you feel bad, you're allowed to politely reduce the time you spend with them.
Your learning progress is too important to be killed by negativity.
And that brings us to our final strategy, number 7. This one is maybe the most fun.
Don't take mistakes seriously. Laugh it off.
Yes, this is so powerful against the overthinker habit. Mistakes are going to happen. You can't avoid them.
You will mix up words. You will forget a verb. The key isn't avoiding the error. It's changing your emotional reaction to the error. Don't get stuck in embarrassment.
So instead of thinking, oh no, I messed up, the confident reaction is to laugh.
Just laugh. Say out loud, oops, my brain used the wrong word there. Or, that was funny. Let me try that again.
When you laugh at a mistake, you take all the power away from it. Laughter breaks the cycle of shame.
And it shows everyone that you are comfortable with being imperfect. And that comfort with imperfection is a very strong sign of true self-assurance.
It also just makes you seem more human. People connect with humans, not with robots.
And remember, most small mistakes are not even noticed by other people. If you say 3 days before instead of 3 days ago, everyone knows exactly what you mean. Just keep the conversation flowing. Flow is more important than flawless grammar.
We have covered so much ground today. Let's take a moment to just synthesize these ideas and connect the strategies to the problems they solve.
Okay, so we define confidence as self-trust, using our sturdy boat metaphor. It can handle waves or mistakes without sinking.
And we saw that the most confident speakers are resilient, they accept compliments, and they take small risks.
Right. Then we looked at the confidence killers. The inner critic is fought by strategy 3, positive self-talk.
And the overthinker habit is defeated by strategy 7, laughing it off and keeping the conversation moving forward.
We learned that the secret isn't waiting for the feeling, it's taking action before feeling. That's strategy 1. You start small, like that first brushstroke on the canvas.
And you use the 1% rule, strategy 2, to fight that impossible goal of perfection. You only compare yourself to the you from yesterday.
And finally, don't forget the physical connection. By practicing open body language, strategy 5, you combat those physical signs of insecurity, like looking down or speaking too quietly.
If you take away just one single idea from our talk today, let it be this. Confidence is not a destination. It's not a place you reach where everything is suddenly perfect.
No, it's a powerful and brave way of traveling through the learning process.
Mm-hmm.
So don't measure your success by how many mistakes you avoided this week. Measure your success by how many times you were brave enough to open your mouth, take that small risk, and just communicate.
The bravery to try is the true mark of self-assurance.
Absolutely.
We really hope these ideas help you feel more comfortable and brave when you use English in your daily life. Keep practicing, keep learning, and just keep growing.
And we want to hear from you. Based on our discussion today, what is the one word or the one strategy about confidence, maybe the 1% rule, or the idea of action before feeling that you will try to use this week?
Let us know. Write it in the comments below. We absolutely love reading your thoughts and seeing how you're applying these ideas.
Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation.
Yeah.
Until next time.